Hello.
I will mute. Good morning, Omkar.
Hello there. This is actually Amol. Is it possible to send another link for the co-organizer?
Sorry. It was on a very low volume. Yes. Tell me, Omkar.
No, actually, this Amol from Seqrite, I joined in using the link that was given to Omkar. Is it possible to give another link so that I can join separately along with Omkar?
Sure. I will share you the another link.
All right. Let me just. Is there a chat window? Yes. So I'll just type in my email address. Did you receive the email address I put in the chat window?
Yes. Let me check. In this chat box? You as well. Go to the webinar. Yes, I have received.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay.
So I'll join back once I receive the email. Hello there. Good morning. You able to hear me well?
Good morning, Mr. Amol.
Good morning.
Okay. So we have requested for the okay. You have accepted for the organizer, right?
Yes, I can see myself as a co-organizer. Thank you.
Okay, fine. So you have the deck for the presentation part, right?
Yes.
So that will be presented from your side.
Correct.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Now, is there a possibility of turning on the camera, or this will be without the camera?
If you would like to go ahead with the video, then yes, of course, you can on your camera.
I'm not seeing that option here to turn on the camera.
Okay.
So
They can't see the option to on the video. Check. They can share the screen. They can show the like.
So you
can't
made,
be
the,
visible.
you made him as president,
Yeah.
then you should be able to do that.
Mr. Amol?
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we don't have the option for the video. Like we can only present the screen or the presentation what you're going to have. So
Okay.
it's only audio.
Sure, sure.
Okay. This one.
Good morning, yes.
Hello. Good morning, Mohsin. How are you?
All well, all Aman.
Good morning, Mohsin.
Good morning, Madani. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Have you prepared that questionnaire? The question answer?
The one you said the 5% which you have.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The same questions you'll yeah. Go ahead with those only, Madani. No problem.
You have not shared.
I haven't shared.
No.
So like go ahead with those questions which you had on, right? Anyways, I'll send you down on WhatsApp.
By the way, are you able to see the presentation?
Not yet, Amol.
So I've reshared it. Let me know if that's visible now.
Hello. Yes, Manadia.
Wonderful.
1 minute.
Good morning, everyone. So we need to wait for more 5 to 10 minutes as the participants are joining the webinar. So we shall wait for more 10 minutes. Good morning, everyone. So we can start with the webinar thing. The people are joining, so the people will keep on joining. So I will be starting with a short introduction. So first of all warm welcome and thank you for taking your time for being the part of your today's webinar session. So our goal today is to provide an information about an Seqrite and how it can help your business to grow in a positive way. I hope I'm audible for everyone. Can anyone thumbs up or from?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can. Loud and clear.
Yeah. So myself, Manali Sarvi, the product manager for the Seqrite. A short introduction of the CyberDisti, as many partners know for the CyberDisti, and those who are new in the webinar, for them, it's like we are the value-added distributor for the Middle East and the Africa region. We have our head office in Dubai, and we also operate in Oman, Qatar, and Africa region. We also have our presence in India in most of the metro cities. We support our partners throughout the product cycle, right from the pre-sales to the post-sales. So in this scenario, end customer will not face any kind of the challenges or the difficulty in terms of the technical support from our team. All our engineers in the CyberDisti are well experienced and certified. We have our in-house team for the pre-sales and the post-sales for the Middle East as well as for the other regions. So for today session, we have with us from Seqrite, Mr. Mohsin. He's a regional sales manager, highly qualified and have 10 plus experience for the cybersecurity for the Middle East region. And the today's speaker for the webinar is Mr. Amol, who is the director of the product management. I would like to bring to your notice to all the participants, like you are all are on the mute actually. This is because to avoid any disturbance. And if you have any kind of question or the queries, you can just put it into the chat box or you can raise your hand. So we can just unmute or we can answer your queries in the chat box. So yes, over to you, Mohsin. You can just take it ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Salvi, and thank you all for joining early in Ramadan day for us for this webinar. It's a pleasure seeing you all, and thank you CyberDisti for organizing this e-meet. So just in a short, just before we hand over to Ms. Ashtekar, I would like to introduce Seqrite has been there in the Middle East for almost now 10 plus years. We are having a strong portfolio as well as client base. So with the help of CyberDisti as being one of our VADs in the region for Middle East and Africa, our sole aim is to look for qualified partners who can take our enterprise solutions to the right customer and the audience. And we can assure you the best of support when it comes to the product as well as the commercials. And we are looking forward to a very, very organized as well as a strong partnership program which we are trying to build with CyberDisti. So looking forward to your cooperation and partnership. And post this call, we can also have a physical meeting whenever you would like to. We can come down to your office and we can have a better face-to-face communication. Let's put voice to a face and take it forward. All right. Thank you so much again. Looking forward, you have an interactive session, and over to Mr. Amol over here. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Manali and Mohsin. So I will dive into the topic of the discussion today. So I have been with the cybersecurity industry for close to 25 years now.
I think Amol, yeah, we have lost you, Amol. I think you're in mute. Thank you.
Right. You're able to hear me now?
Yes, sir, you're back. Yeah.
Okay. So thanks a lot to CyberDisti for having this event where we can showcase the portfolio of products that we have on the endpoint protection from Seqrite. Let me dive into what we are going to talk about right now. There are a lot of security challenges that we see that the businesses are facing worldwide. You being the partners to help the organizations take care of the security for their infrastructure. You do understand a lot of these pain points that the customers are going through with the advent of AI and the ransomware on higher kind of situations. You do see the increase in the attacks that are happening. That means that the customers and you as partners have to be always on your toes to kind of get ahead of the game with the attackers and be able to kind of help secure the infrastructure much faster. But as you can see, some of the data that is there on the slide, we do see that almost 1/3 of the attacks are happening because of the phishing. So meaning, even though there are a lot of different new types of attacks that are coming out, but the old ways of attacking the infrastructure continues to be the same. We would see phishing, we do see DDoS bot attacks. These continue to kind of create havoc at the customer's premises. Ransomware has been on the rise. Companies do lose money because of the ransomware still. And a lot of this is at the bottom is actually happening at the endpoint, or also happening at the way the users are continuously using these endpoints, right? So while we do spend a lot of time on securing the endpoints, we also have to help customers and the organizations to also continuously keep educating the workforce also. If you see, okay, I think we went back. All right. So this is just a data point, right? WannaCry came out in 2017, but even though that has been an old attack, we do see that every now and then that shows up on the radar, that the newer variations of the WannaCry do keep coming in. There are companies that are not securing themselves, are getting attacked by such older viruses still, right? So that means while we are finding new ways of attacks, the older ones are still lurking around and trying to pounce on the infrastructure every now and then. So what are the 5 main things that we as the OEMs or the partners need to worry about, right? And this also the worry that the customers do have, right? The frequency of attacks is ever increasing. Things that were happening probably once a week is now happening multiple times in a day. You would have also seen that the OEM vendors are releasing the updates or the patches to the products or the enhancements to the products at a much more increased frequency. And you will also see that we are continuously on our toes to kind of keep securing the infrastructure going forward. While we do see a lot of zero-day attacks that are happening, but every year you will see that's continuously increasing, and it will actually more than double in the coming years. Right now, with the AI and with the way the cybersecurity attack market is evolving, you do see a lot of 0 days getting created and also being sold out or being given as a service to the attackers, right? And this makes very difficult for the infrastructure guardians to kind of safeguard themselves against it. So while you do have to safeguard from the known viruses or the known malwares, you also have to constantly ensure that your employee base or your IT teams or the SOC teams are continuously relearning the ways that they can stop these attacks from happening. Right. When we are talking about the endpoint protection, right? Specifically, when we say EPP, you would see that what is it that it will protect you against, right? It will protect your files that are there on the endpoints, the applications that the employees or the users are executing on the endpoints, the way they are browsing, the way they are connecting to the network and the internet, the way the peripheral devices are getting attached to the endpoints. And you might see situations where the malwares are coming from these devices or the data is being leaked from these devices. And one other vector that continuously keeps getting used via the spamming or the phishing is the emails that the endpoints are receiving. At the heart of this, while we do keep the endpoints at the heart of it, the end users are also need to be vigilant about what is happening on their endpoints, and also they need to continue to follow the right policies that the organizations have set. But while we do that, we also need to ensure that the policies are working in favor of the customers, where the security is provided as necessary. But when we are talking about the endpoints, do we think that the endpoint protection is enough? And is it sufficient? While the endpoint protection does take care of your 90 to 95% of the attacks that are happening, which are known to the vendors, which are known to the world, the zero-day attacks are the ones that are constantly being redefined. The older attack patterns are improving into the newer ones, and always you need to worry about the ones that are not known to the world, right? So you also need to not worry about the ones that are known to the products, but you also need to worry about the ones that are constantly being created newly. You have to figure out ways to kind of stay ahead of the attackers. There are tools that the company like Seqrite has built that will help you kind of stay ahead in the game from the attackers. So I think we did talk about the unknown ones. A quick peek into what is it that we are talking about right now. Almost 68% of the attacks that are happening or the breaches that are happening in any organization is actually happening on the endpoint, or this do start on the endpoints. That is the most weakest link on the infrastructure. Customers do pay a lot of attention in safeguarding their applications, in safeguarding their data centers or the servers, but they often overlook the need for securing the endpoints. And that is where you see most of the attacks do start. Of those 68% of breaches that are happening on the endpoints, almost 80% of those are zero-day attacks, right? So that means you need to be on your toes when these are happening. Some of these attacks are possible through the some of these attacks are possible for us to secure against if those are known, but the advanced zero-day attacks, you will need combination of the products for you to be able to safeguard against. And as you can see, the staggering number of the economic loss that the industry is having, almost like an 11 trillion that will be lost to the cyber attacks in year 2025. Right? And that's a staggering number. And we are just here to help you and the customers in order to kind of safeguard against or save these losses from happening. So when you look at the anatomy of the attacks that are happening, right, within 1 day of the dwell time, you will essentially see that with the proper usage of the products and the vigilance that the teams are showing at the customer place, you will be able to take appropriate actions and be able to kind of reduce the impact from happening, right? So if you are able to identify the attacks in the first day itself, you will reduce the losses by almost like 96%. The more time you take, the more impact that is there on the infrastructure and eventually on the businesses that the customers may be having.
Amol sir, we have one question, I think so, from Devashri. She has raised her hand. So shall I unmute or we shall take the question later?
So let's take that question if I can answer that right away.
Yes. Ms. Devashri? I'm allowing her to talk. Devashri, can you hear us? Okay, we can take it later on.
So at Seqrite, what we have is we have plethora of products or solutions that are available for safeguarding infrastructure. As you can see on screen, this is the Seqrite's solution stack that we have. At the heart of it, you can see Seqrite Labs, the largest lab that we have within India. We have more than 100 plus security experts that are constantly working to identify new threats, the researchers that are identifying new attack patterns and helping our products to kind of safeguard the customer deployments from it. You do see it actually being circled by our own AI technology that we have been using for quite a long time, called as GoDeep.ai. That's pervasive across our products. We do use a lot of AI ML models to not only improve the products, but also identify the attack patterns that results into writing the signatures on our EPP platform or writing the rules for our EDR XDR programs. We're also starting out with Jane AI, which is going to be launched in the market soon, where you will see an Seqrite's assisted investigations, which will help you work with our products with the normal language. So you can consider this to be an regular interface to interact with the products, not just the user, but you can also start interacting with the products. So for meaning, while we do have centralized security management as a single pane of glass for all of our SaaS products, we do have products in the network security and also in the data protection and privacy front. But today, the discussion that we'll have is mostly going to be around the endpoint security. We will be talking about 4 different products that we have within our arsenal that can be taken to the customers for safeguarding infrastructure. So as I was mentioning earlier, we do have our own threat research lab known as Seqrite Labs, which has been around since the time we started business on cybersecurity. As you can see the numbers on the right, these are the staggering numbers that we have, where we do have almost like 2 billion plus known files that are categorized into good samples and also the malicious or suspicious samples. Daily we receive 1 million samples. These are the new samples that are received from the endpoints that we have under management, and these are the samples that kind of continuously process, definitely through our automation and the AI/ML tool sets that we have built. We do classify almost 390 million URLs that are newly getting added to the internet, and most of it is also the transient URLs. Most of these are kind of short-lived URLs, but they're constantly getting classified and categorized as and when they show up on the internet. Look at that data lake size that we have, almost 100 terabytes of data that we have. The old data that continuously keeps increasing as we receive the telemetry from the endpoints that we have under management. And this is the data that is getting used for training all of our ML models that we have that help us identify the new attack patterns or the attack vectors. Now, while we look at how we have set up and what we are against, working against. I'm now going to start actually from Seqrite's own XDR platform. This we look at it as an preferred platform for the security analysts in any SOC teams. What we would expect them to do is essentially use this as a single pane of glass or the single tool that they use for day in, day out for carrying out their work. As the extended detection and response means is that it will collect the telemetry from multiple different sources. Now on the left hand side that you can see, it can collect the telemetry from various Seqrite tools and products, but it can also get the data or the events alerts from there are a lot of SIMs that are out there, or the firewalls, networking gears, cloud workloads that you have, and these are going to be the sources for the XDR platform to run. From left to right, if we really see the events and the alerts that are coming from all these sources, those will be put through our AI/ML model, will identify the patterns that are coming from these various different sources of events. And that is where the anomalies will get detected, and if necessary, the incidents will be created and passed on to the Seqrite's XDR's dashboards for the SOC teams to actually go work on. Now, we do look at the triaging. There are a lot of false positives that automatically will get identified over the time. And these false positives are kept there for these SOC teams to take a look at and see if any of these actually are suspicious and need more investigations. We do look at giving some of these incidents wherein the SOC teams will be able to kind of take the used features like threat hunting into consideration, be able to kind of investigate and do further drill down as to what is really happening on an endpoint or on the infrastructure, and take a conscious decision with regards to whether to mark these as false positives or whether you want to take a remedial action, be it on the endpoint or be it on any of your networking infrastructure. So there is a multi-stage response that are possible with the SLAs in the incident management itself, whereas we do have a possibility of writing the playbooks, which means that you can define the automated remediation workflows that can be kind of triggered as and when the incidents are moving from one stage to another, or more information that gets added to the incident. And then eventually that can also lead to the closure once the automated remediation kicks in. So if I just have to simplify this, what we are essentially looking at is you do have a rule builder to start with. There are a lot of rules that are already given out of the box. Almost about 700 rules are there that are coming out of the box, but you do have an ability to create custom rules. So that can specifically help you guard against a suspicious activity. You can build rules to kind of work on top of what the tool already does. Based on these rules, the events or the alerts that are getting analyzed by the system will also be kind of reduced further. These alerts then essentially be kind of used for the threat hunting, if you will. But this will essentially result into an incident for somebody to investigate further, right? And once these incidents are created, they can either, the SOC analyst can do more threat hunting, work with the data that is coming from all these sources from the infrastructure and take an informed decision. They do have an ability to kind of trigger the playbooks that are already defined. Some of these playbooks can be defined as automated playbooks, wherein depending on the state of the incident or the type of the incident, you can take certain actions directly. Whereas there will be some actions that can be left to be manually invoked by the SOC analyst. And all of this data will feed into the dashboard and the reports that we have. So in general, this is the life cycle of what the SOC analyst will be doing on the products. So when we look at the rule builder as one of the key features of the product, this will help you kind of define the rules. Apart from the ones that are already defined by Seqrite, you will be able to kind of create the rules, tag it, or map it with the MITRE TTPs that kind of make the SOC teams kind of use more standard practice of how to analyze and how to look at the rules that are getting built or look at the events and alerts that are coming from the systems. The investigative workbench, once the incidents are created, you will see that the dashboards or the workbench or the tool sets that we have built on the product portal that will help you kind of do threat hunting, that will help you look at the incidents, that will help you look at the process trees or also the timeline view that will be given for the incidents for you to be able to see what is happening from the attacks point of view, when the attack started and how it moved from the infrastructure from one endpoint to another or from one source to another. This is what will help you. This view will help you kind of take a picture of how the attacks are moving on the infrastructure. Now, the incident responders or the SOC analysts will want to kind of, when they're looking at the incidents, they would also be wanting to do more threat hunting. And this threat hunting may be in conjunction with the incidents that they're looking at, or these could be because of the several other activities that may be happening on the infrastructure, or the feeds that you may want to kind of respond to when the regulators are asking you to kind of submit certain information, or some of your customers may want you to kind of go deep dive onto certain attacks that are happening or being kind of talked about in the open internet. Right. So this will help you kind of do hunting specific to the IOCs that you have received, specific to the IOCs that you want to kind of dig deep and see if they're occurring on your infrastructure or not. And then any of these threat hunting searches that you do, you essentially also have an ability to kind of save those and reuse those later on the workflows also. We do have a standard incident management built within the product. This can help you build along with, so this kind of a single solution that can help the SOC teams to kind of work within the system. But if you want, these can be integrated with the other incident management systems for you to be able to kind of pass on the information back and forth. One powerful feature that we have is we do help customers and partners to kind of create the playbooks. These playbooks can be automated playbooks or can be invoked manually as well. But this allows you to kind of take certain workflows or define certain workflows and execute them as and when necessary. Sometimes automatically, whereas sometimes if you want to kind of leave that decision to the analyst or the responder to take at, you can also allow them to do these manually as well. And lastly, the dashboards and reports. So most of the information that we are collecting and also the information that we are safeguarding you against will be made available through our dashboards and the reports as well. Okay. So I'll skip this part. The benefits, if I can just quickly go through this. Utilizing our XDR and the endpoint products together, you will help kind of correlate data across multiple layers of your networks. Our systems, our products do have a centralized management system that helps you kind of tie both these solutions together and be able to kind of take advantage of utilizing solutions from the single vendor as well. Through our products, both the endpoint protection and XDR, you will be able to kind of help get the coverage across the multi-levels of the attack patterns, right? So you will be able to kind of protect them not from the known, but also from the unknown attacks that are happening on the infrastructure. And we will be able to provide the coverage across the threats that are happening on the infrastructure. The tool also helps you, not the ones that we do automatically, the ones that I earlier did mention, that the Seqrite labs that we have constantly is investigating the newer attack patterns, constantly improving our rules, or the virus signatures or definitions that is constantly safeguarding you against. But if need be, you can also proactively look at any of the threat attack patterns, and the tool will help you investigate that even further. All right. Now, while we look at this, we do have an possibility of integrating with the next level of the threat intelligence, while not only the threat intelligence that our own Seqrite labs provides, you can also integrate with third-party threat intelligence products, and that can also be one of the sources for the information for our XDR platform. And all put together, this will help you kind of identify the attack patterns much quickly, and this will help you kind of safeguard the infrastructure at a much faster pace. Now, while this was all about the XDR, what we do have an option if the customers do not want to go for a full-fledged EDR and they want to only go deploy EDR. All the features and functionality that I did talk about will be made available as part of our Seqrite XDR. It's just that the lot of sources that we had made available as part of XDR, the networking gear, or the applications or the cloud workloads, all those will not be made available. In the EDR, you will only be seeing us safeguarding against the endpoints and the telemetry or the events and alerts that are coming from the endpoints will be put through the product. And this is what essentially the Seqrite EDR will help you safeguard only the endpoints and not the networking infrastructure. Okay. But in terms of the feature, in terms of the usage or the life cycle of the product, you will essentially be seeing that this will help you detect the attacks, and this will also help you respond to the attacks directly on the endpoints. So I'll skip this part. The only difference that I would like to impress upon you is being able to essentially use the XDR product, but only from the endpoint standpoint, and that becomes the Seqrite EDR for that matter. All right. So if there are any questions for the XDR and EDR, maybe if there are, maybe you can answer them now. Monali, are there any questions?
No, I can't see any question in the chat box, and none of the person has raised the hands.
Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. All right. So we'll definitely take the questions towards ends as well. Not what I'm going to deep dive into the another product that we have is Seqrite's endpoint protection. We do have two flavors for this. We do allow the deployments on the on-premises and also on the cloud. We have kept the feature parity to a level where you will be able to see that the features are available across the deployment models. So this is the requirement the customer has. They can decide either to deploy the product on the on-premises, their own data center, or pick the product from our cloud. But when you look at the feature set point of view, right? Broadly, we categorize them across the feature set as the core protection, the old style anti-malware, anti-ransomware. All of those feature sets are covered, whereas we also do the network and the web protection in our EPP product. We do have the device control. We do also allow as data loss prevention as an add-on. So if that is a need that can be purchased separately, we do have ability to help you safeguard against the data leakage. We have the application and the asset management. You'll be able to kind of control the applications from executions. We do allow you to kind of scan for vulnerabilities, and there is a possibility of doing the patch management against those vulnerabilities on the Windows platform. Why do we allow and help customers secure or configure the disk encryption? And that is what we'll be able to kind of do along with the help of BitLocker on the Windows platforms. A lot of ease of operations in terms of the quicker deployment, be it on the cloud or on the on-premises. We do provide integrations with a lot of SIMs that are out there. Since we have provided the integrations in the form of the standard messaging formats like CIF and LEAF formats, that kind of helps us match with a lot of SIM vendors that are out there. And we have also an ability to kind of someone who has been using the on-premises deployment of our product, they can seamlessly migrate the product over to the cloud also. Now I'll kind of look at, because some of these feature sets have been around for quite a long time, because products have been around for that long. I'm not going to go deep dive into each and every feature. That can be done as requested later on also. But while we look at some of these protections, I would like to highlight on some of these features that we have added to our arsenal most recently. One being the Google Access Controller or the YouTube Access Controller. With the Google Access Controller, what we allow you to do is help customers separate out between the personal and the corporate Google access. A lot of customers that are using Google tools can ensure that they are only allowing access to these Google tools utilizing the corporate accounts and not using the personal accounts. Similarly, we also allow the more granular control of the YouTube. There are a lot of companies that have come out with their own YouTube channels, or they would want to allow certain type of YouTube content for the educational or the marketing purposes, and these will be then allowed on the YouTubes, whereas a lot of the other content, be it on the content category or be it on the publisher names, will be kind of blocked from access from the endpoints. If I can move on, so look at the application control. We do have two different ways of doing it. We had a way of blacklisting the applications, blocking these applications when a customer can define the list of applications to be blocked. That used to be a norm earlier. Traditionally, that is how all the AIM vendors were doing it, but that became tedious because defining what applications to block, that list kept growing. Now we have moved on to a zero trust methodology where we are essentially saying that you start from scratch, where you say all the applications are blocked, and then you build a list of applications that you want to allow within the infrastructure. So how we do is, we in most of the IT environments, they would be deploying an image or two of the OS along with the applications as golden images. These will be deployed by the IT teams whenever someone new joins the organization. They will be kind of burning these golden images on the endpoints and giving out to the end users and employees. So these gold images can be scanned and you can essentially define a baseline of applications to be allowed on the infrastructure. And you have an ability to kind of tweak this depending on the department, depending on the groups within the organization, and then tweak those and accordingly deploy the policies to be kind of allowing the applications to be invoked. We do have data loss prevention as an add-on. It allows you to kind of define the data dictionary. It also helps you define the meaning what kind of differentiation or policies to be run depending on what the data channel is, meaning what the data transfer channel is, what needs to be the policies on the webs transfer, what needs to be the policy for the peripheral device transfer, so or the network device transfer. So these are the data channels that will allow you to kind of define policies against. You have a way of kind of defining the data patterns, not only as the simple keywords, but also as the regular expressions. You'll be able to do that. If you want, we do have some applications that we kind of help you monitor, but if you want, we'll be able to monitor some custom applications also for you to be able to block against. We recently added a feature called as watermarking.
Amal, sorry to interrupt you. This is Jisha from CyberDisti. Actually, one of our participants, Mr. Kandab, has to, means he needs to ask a question. Kandab, you can talk now, so you are allowed to talk more. He is actually putting in a Q&A like, for DLP, I have a question.
Sure.
Kandar, if you are listening, can you ask your question? Okay, Amal, sorry, go ahead. In case if he's coming back, he can talk.
Sure. One interesting feature that we have is if there are any suspicious files that you have over and above what the products have built, we also have a sandbox available from Seqrite, and you can pretty much execute a suspicious sample on this sandbox and get a verdict out of it. So this also comes out as an add-on with an SLA as to how much time will it take for you to be able to kind of get a verdict. So earlier also, as I talked about, we do have a standard SIM integration and also the encryption management that we can do along with the BitLocker natively for Windows. Right. Now, why do we choose Seqrite Endpoint Protection, right? You have seen so far is that through both our EDR, XDR, and also on the EPP front, we do have a centralized management that allows us to kind of have these tools integrated well together and be able to kind of take help from each other in order to be able to be successful in safeguarding the infrastructure. We do allow for EDR and also for the EPP, both on-premises and the cloud-based deployment models. Both are possible to be done. And utilizing these, we allow a multi-layered protection for our endpoints and the infrastructure as well. I'll move on to the Seqrite's endpoint mobility management. Onkar, you still around? And would you help me take this?
Hey, Amol, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, sorry. Yes, on the EMM piece, I think on the MDM part specifically, I think the opportunities lies more because when we look at our MDM solution, there are two categories from a partner ecosystem that I want you all to give attention to. When you look at EMM first let's categorize this business in two parts. One is the segment which is a company-owned devices, and the second segment is BYOD. That is that some people have their employees have their own devices. Now the major segment of this business of MDM lies into the first category, which is into the company-owned devices. Now, if you look at this environment, this is typically takes care of a lot of projects that happen in and around us. Whenever you look at projects could be with government, projects could be even within the organizations. What are the use cases? What what is it that really needs in this product? The use cases that it addresses is when it goes to a device. I have deployed a device as an organization, and I want to control that device to ensure that my data is protected, my productivity is measured, my productivity is not impacted. Plus, most importantly, the device ensures that the work for which it has been deployed, that is the only part it takes care of. Now, when you say these three important broad use cases, how does an organization or a government authority or anyone who is deploying this control it? Which means he has to control that device in terms of managing its applications, in terms of managing the networks that it will have. It will have stricter controls on ensuring that the mobile doesn't get no one just turns off the location manually, or someone just goes ahead and disrupts my system by just deleting something, or decides to use some other app during the working hours. Now, all of this is where the MDM comes into play. Now, MDM is a product which gets into that console, which helps you to define all these policies centrally on Android as well as iOS. Now, with this, it addresses every use case that you can actually come across. Typically, when you look at this, and when we look at these are all use cases that will come across, and in every use case we can talk of example. Now I'll just take up quick things and tell you the slide use cases that can come up, because I want the entire partner ecosystem to understand that the opportunities that are in front of us, sometimes when you know the solutions, you'll be able to pitch them right. First is obviously, how do you register all the consoles? Yes, you have a zero touch enrollment, group level administrator, all that comes out, which basically defines you policy making at groups at how you need it. Device grouping, location tracking, it all does that. The second feature, when it comes to app management, launcher and kiosk mode. Now, this is typically a feature where a business wants that when my app opens, I want it to open it when my phone opens, and I open that phone and open that. The first window that has to come out is normally my app, and that is where the kiosk mode gets launched. When you open the kiosk mode, it is able to integrate any logo, anything of the organization or the business or the government authorities, whatever it is that can come out as a logo there. Now, when you launch a kiosk mode, then everything in that kiosk mode, there is no other visibility to that device, but it's only those applications, all that the organization wanted, they are only visible. Now, with this, what it actually means is it gives them the flexibility for all the use case that they want to achieve out of a kiosk mode, where they want to ensure that only these applications are used into my application. And example, there is a retail store or a retail chain. We might go to say Aladil Trading Company, and Aladil has devices on which they are booking the orders of the consumers. During their orders, there must be a tab that they might be using, and when the person opens that tab, everything is on the first brand name of Aladil, and only the apps that Aladil wants them to use, these are the apps that will come in. That is the kind of use case that the kiosk mode basically addresses. Obviously, app distribution, app management, it goes very granular. It is the second level of what you want to do. Then the most important thing which is unique to our MDM is the comprehensive mobile security aspect. Now, all the competition in and around some of them may have a mobile security, but most of them would have taken it, and they do not have their own device scan engine. Today, when an MDM product of Seqrite gets deployed, it is protected by Seqrite's threat intel, which actually makes it one of the most unique things about Seqrite MDM. It has an anti-theft, it has web security, scheduled scan, but all these which the admin will use to ensure that his device and data both are very well protected. Reporting summary, it has the most customized reports that are possible. We can get into any discussion, any use case that you would like to get on along with Mohsin, me, anytime, and we'll be able to run you through the reports that you would like. Any kind of reporting that a person is looking at, it's so customizable and so granular that the user has to decide what kind of reporting he wants, and he'll get that report. That's the kind of flexibility this tool provides. The most important is the virtual fencing. Now, the primary role of this was that I want to protect my data, but what happens when someone is moving into one particular location? So the geofencing tool basically helps in two aspects. One, in a particular geography that you decide, you are able to control all the policies around it for that geography. Now the unique feature that Seqrite gets on table here, our geofencing also has an and or logic. When you say and or logic, Umkar, how does it really articulate into my actual use case? The actual use case is that example, I am able to put a device and I said that in this particular location of my office premise, I want to have these policies. But if he is using the mobile network, there has to be X policies. And if he is using my secured Wi-Fi, there has to be Y policies. This granularity of virtual fencing is one of the biggest tools, biggest enablers that only MDM has, Seqrite has. And that actually solves a lot of use cases, even in enterprise, even in government, wherever we look at. I think remote troubleshooting, we have an RDC, remote data transfer, data wipe that anyone wants that the way the organization wants to protect the data, all these features are available. I think the more important point that I want to highlight here is about that MDM is available on-premise as well as cloud at par, which gives us an opportunity to enter into any kind of opportunities, which may be government, which may be enterprise, where some of them would say that we want to have an on-premise application mandatory. So MDM comes with an on-prem as well. I think these are the main aspects that I wanted to cover on the MDM side. And MDM as a product will actually take us, it can scale up, it can go to any number of our largest deployments have been around 20,000 devices as of now, 20,000, 30,000 devices where it gets deployed and it works absolutely seamlessly on the console. Amol, can you move on the next slide? I think there is one more slide, right?
Yeah.
So absolutely, I think this is where, yeah.
Here. Actually, there is a question from there are a couple of questions I think Amal already answered. Yeah, I just saw that. Sanuj was asking one question. So it will be like, if you can read out the question and answer, then it will be like
correct. I just read out the questions, then let me take up between me and Amol. I think Amol has replied. So there was a question: if a company has hosted the data server in cloud of Azure or AWS, by using our Seqrite solution, can we ensure our data is protected in third-party cloud servers? The answer to that is yes. Servers deployed in cloud can be protected by deploying agents as long as the connectivity is sorted out. I think that was the question. That is the only question that I see.
Sanuj, is this answer your question, or you wanted to know more about that? I already made you allowed to chat? You can talk. Talk now.
This was the only query from my side, because with some of the clients now, everybody is changing from on-premise to cloud. So this was the question I wanted to ask.
Perfect. And Sanuj, I think the best opportunities when people are moving to cloud, I think there are a lot of opportunities that we can look at.
They were always afraid of the security of their data in the cloud, like banks and all, you understand. So if this can be implemented, we can present this also. Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah, absolutely. I think MDM bit, in a way, I think I've covered everything. Yeah, we can take up the questions, Jisha, now.
Kantar, you were asking some question. You have some query in DLP part. Can you ask the question now? Kantar, you are allowed to talk now, so you can talk.
Am I audible?
Yes, very much.
Yes.
It feels like that I'm back into the school where I'm now allowed to ask the question. Okay, so for the DLP part, how the data classification works, first thing. Second thing, is there any preset data classification available? And the third thing is, what about the regional language, like Arabic and everything, can be readable for the DLP part, or how does it work?
So I'll take those in this order. So in terms of doing the classification, we do have certain classifiers being made available out of the box. But we do not kind of enforce anything by default. But as an administrator, you will have an ability to define what classifiers do you want to use when classifying the data. Secondly, there is an ability to define these classifiers not only on the keywords, but also on the basis of the regular expression. So you can pretty much define your own dictionary and say that these are the patterns that you want to really identify for. Thirdly, the regional language support is not available right now. So it currently only works on identifying the English text.
Okay. Can it also, when we are talking about data identifier, so it can work with third parties as well, like Golden Gems?
We do not have that integration right now in terms of getting those classifiers from a third party. But if there is a case, I think between us, we can identify a need and go work towards implementing that if required.
Okay. If that works, then there is one more additional question. As right now, technically, it's not possible for the Arabic language to be having any restriction or something. But if third-party data classification is there, and that third-party data classification can read that part, is it possible then we can do the blocking part?
So since we don't have the integration with the third parties yet, so I would not be able to comment on that. But let's work offline and understand this as to how we can go ahead and implement it if necessary.
Offline Mohsin knows that we have been working on this since quite a long time. So
Sure.
let's take it ahead.
Kandar bhai, I think Omkar here. I think Kandar bhai, you share in hello. Kandar bhai, I think what you can do is ये वाला opportunity का जो भी details है ना, I would request you to just share across an email immediately. आपको sometime immediately, and most probably between today tomorrow we'll take it up along with you and Amol. Let's take this up because there is something we can do on this. Because I know there's an opportunity going on. It's an important opportunity.
Omkar bhai, I'll call you around 4 o'clock here. We'll discuss this.
No problem. If needed at that time, I will patch up Amol also. No problem. So Amol will take it up. I know this opportunity.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, since there is no other questions, is our presentation is finished, Omkar and Amol? Or
yes, I think we are done with the slide deck.
Excellent. Okay, fine. So yes, we can wait for more questions. Parallelly, I would. There is something actually we are planning with the end of the session. We have 46 attendees in this webinar. So for them, actually, we are planning for a Q&A session. It's not a Q&A session, a quiz session, I could say. We would like to ask 3 questions. Immediately, I'll display the 3 questions in the presentation so that you can answer. The first one who's answering the 3 questions with the right answer in the chat box. So it will be he or she will be eligible for a small gift voucher from our end. Okay. So
what about the people who are driving?
Can you park somewhere near or give your phone to someone else?
Not possible. That is why. Yeah.
Okay. Kanda, for you, we will take care of separately since you asked many questions. Huh? So ask your colleagues to write answer for this question. Okay, I'll be going to display. Okay, so the answer will be multiple choice. So there are 3 questions. 2 are multiple choice question. 1 is yes or no question. So the answer is supposed to be like this. Serial number of the question. Question number 1. the answers. So maybe 3 options will be there, A, B, C, D, or A, B, A, C, something like that. So then the second question also same, 2 answer, 3 yes or no. So this is how it is. I'm just going to display the questions from Manali. Going to display it. Sharing screen. Okay, I'm just sharing my screen. Everyone can see my screen. Now, what you need to do is, what you need in the chat, please answer the question immediately. 1, it will be multiple choice. More than 1 answers are there. 2, obviously it has multiple answers. And 3rd is yes or no. Can you please type in the chat? We have 3 prizes awaiting. First 3 persons will get the vouchers. Everyone can see my screen, right? Omkar, you can see my screen?
No, not yet.
Not yet, dear, not yet.
Not yet. Let me try. 1 second. Okay, sorry. I was that. Now you can see my screen, right? Okay.
Yes.
So there are 3 questions. Please answer the questions in the chat. 1, the answer. How many answers? 2, how many answers you have? How many options are correct? 3rd, yes or no. I can give you a clue also. Okay. First one has 3 correct answers. Second one has multiple. Oh my God. How many correct answers? Correct answers. 6 correct answers. Yeah. 3rd, I cannot tell. One correct answer. Yeah. Are we getting chat? I cannot see. Like, can you make it together? Don't split the chat. 1, 2, 3. Question, answer it together. Otherwise, it will be difficult for us to understand. One chat. Question number 1, 2, 3. Consider it in a single answer. Consider it in a single chat. Otherwise, it will be splitting with multiple people. It will be difficult to identify. So all 3 questions together. Who is writing the correct answer? Yeah, like this. It's singing. More time. Okay, can I stop sharing the screen? Do we get enough answers? All together. One more minute. Okay. But what is the first answer? Chat together. Can you chat it? Can you put all the answers together? Yes. Omkar, in between there is a question. Does Seqrite appear in Gartner's Magic Quadrant?
So Seqrite does not feature into the Gartner's Magic Quadrant. We haven't appeared for the evaluation yet, but we do have products being reviewed in the Gartner's Peer Insights.
I would slightly just add to this question. I think anyways, whenever it comes to Gartner, I can surely tell one thing about Gartner. Whenever you look at Gartner, Gartner is actually a Western centric dominant phenomena. When I say that, it means that if you look at Gartner and all the magic quadrants, it typically focuses on companies which are doing currently business in US dominantly, and maybe some of the other geographies of maybe US and dominantly US, then probably Europe. That is what basically is the first one of the criteria that Gartner looks at. And any other companies which are absolutely doing well in their domain and would be having a great product, but in that criteria, looking at that criteria of Western, I think where we are advancing, it's easy for us. We'll get evaluated the tests wise which we have always been there, and we have passed all our AV tests, and that talks about the quality of the product. But unfortunately, when you look at Gartner as a phenomena, it is one of the criteria is a Western centric thing, and it needs that you have to be doing a business in US and Europe maybe, and then only they probably look at into the qualifying. And I think the way we are expanding now, we are exactly expanding towards that sales. So very soon, I think we should be able to coming into Gartner. So Gartner is more than quality or more than assurance of the quality of the product. It is very much dependent on the regions that you are operating. So currently, because Quick Heal, Seqrite, our dominant market was India and Middle East, Africa and Southeast Asia, which has been our dominant geographies. Now, I think when we are expanding towards the Europe and US, which you will see a lot of traction from the Seqrite perspective very soon, I think that will help us in getting into that Gartner recognition as well. I hope this gives a lot of clarity around Gartner, why we are here, why we are not there. See a raised hand. Shifa, yes, go ahead. I think you had the question or you have a question.
Just stop sharing the screen. Okay, so we have enough right answers. Give me 2 minutes. I can just tell you. So parallelly, people can ask questions as well. So whoever want to ask questions, just raise hand. So parallelly, I'll tell who got maximum correct answers. Please raise your hand if you have any questions, so that we can I can enable you. Okay, Omkar, we got we picked 3 people from this with maximum correct answers. One is Shahul Hamid. Second one is Mohammed Shamas. And the third one is Sanuj Naringa Parambil. Yeah, 3. Congrats, guys. I'll text you separately. I'll put your name and I'll text you separately on that with your gift voucher.
Congratulations, winners.
Congratulations, winners. It's amazing to know that You're getting so engaged and so fast you were able to answer the questions right.
Yeah. Omkar, you're telling something. Did I miss in between? Mohsin?
No. I just said congratulations to everyone. And I said I'm happy to know that you were able to answer the questions so fast and you're grasping Seqrite. The Seqrite is, you're top of your mind. So I'm happy to know that.
Mohsin, you want to tell something?
Firstly, Disha, thank you so much, along with Manali, to organize this meeting and allowing us to introduce to the channel our Seqrite portfolio. So I'm pretty sure now the channel is aware like what Seqrite carries. It is not just about endpoint. We are there into XDR, EDR, data privacy, whatnot. It just depends upon how the channel carries the product and how it is being positioned. Here is where we will request CyberDisti support, where we will go end to end when it comes to technical support or backend support, the pricings or commercials, whatever it takes to increase our footprint in the market and identify good partners with whom we can work together and move them to the goal level.
Thank you, Mohsin. Okay, next thing, actually during Ramadan time, our registration was high, but unfortunately our participation was very low comparatively. So we were having almost 100 plus registration, those who really wanted to join, but unfortunately for the lower duration of work, people are busy with many other things, and considering the quarter and month and Ramadan, so our participation level is not as we thought. But no worries, whoever got registered, whoever got we have invited, whoever confirmed, we will be sharing this recorded session to them for their reference. And yeah, first of all, thank you so much, Mohsin, Amol and Omkar, for helping us to do this webinar on behalf of Seqrite from CyberDisti side. So we are partners who are ready to work along with us. So definitely we will personally go and meet each one of them in coming days. And if they want more detailed session for their entire team in their office, we'll be arranging that as well. Yes, someone is raising the hand. Shifa, you want to? Yeah. Yeah, Shifa, you can talk now. Hello.
Am I audible?
Sorry. Yes, you are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just missed the question because I don't know how to give an answer. Oh, shit.
Okay, fine. You are a little bit late. So we already identified the key.
No, I like 5 minutes late, but I don't got it the point how to give the answer.
Okay, fine. So anyway, we already figure it out and finalize the winners. But still, I can help you with the answers of this question. Okay, can I share my screen again? Second, share screen. Okay, so I hope you guys can see my screen, right? Huh? First question is, what does EDR do? The answer is it will detect, it will identify, and it will do the response part as well. So these three things, basics. Second question was which of the below are Seqrite solutions? Actually, almost everything is Seqrite solution other than E. E is spam endpoint. Yeah. MDM, E and H. So MDM, Seqrite has MDM, Seqrite has EDR, XDR, MDR, ZTNA, data privacy.
No.
And the third question, are Kubectl and Seqrite same? Yes. Enterprise version of Kubectl. So both are basically from same umbrella.
how to give an answer, like a written chat box or something?
You are a bit late. You are a bit late to ask the question. I already informed that. 1 options, 2 options, 3 options, and all together in a single chat.
In the chat box, I need to give the
Yes.
answer.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
just
Okay. Fine. Thank you. Thank you, Shiva. So while I'm continuing that, thank you so much, guys. Definitely, I'll send you the recorded session to you, and personally, we will come and meet each one of you who attended this webinar and who already registered the webinar and are unable to attend. Mohsin, we'll take it like a challenge. We need to finish it on April, so we will go and meet everyone in person.
okay. Okay.
Already
Can I
2
get
meetings for
is it
Manali.
can I get the certification, or it's also for the winners?
Shifa, it is a quiz. It is not a certification. I'll come back to you. I'll chat you separately.
Okay. I'm very excited to attend this webinar, but
Definitely, we will definitely come back to you. Don't be disappointed. Definitely, we'll come back to you and we'll meet in your office. Thank you. Mohsin,
okay.
you are telling something.
Yes, so I have already passed 2 leads to Manali. We are going to finish this call and get on with an individual call already. So Jisha, my part is being done. Don't worry.
Fine, great. So we are on it, Mohsin. Thank you, guys.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much for all the
Thank you
activities.
all.
Thank you for the organizers. Thank you for the presenter, secretary team. Thank you for CyberDisti team for organizing this.